How's it going, guys? My name's Wilson. As the 2010s decade's almost coming to an end, these last 10 years of NBA basketball has brought us a lot of joy. From Kobe winning his 5th and final championship with the Lakers in 2010, knocking off the Celtics, to Dirk Nowitzki finally getting over the hump, winning in 2011, to LeBron dominating, winning 2 with Miami and 1 in Cleveland, to Golden State building a dynasty, winning 3 titles with the Splash Brothers, plus Kevin Durant, to Kawhi Leonard leading the old San Antonio Spurs team, winning in 2014, leading Toronto to its first ever NBA championship in 2019. With all these great memories, here are 10 of the best players in the 2010s decade.
Number 10, Kyrie Irving, who was the first overall pick in the 2011 draft, will likely be in New York or LA next season. The 6-time All-Star has averages of 22.2 points, 3.6 rebounds, 5.7 assists, and 508 total regular season games, made 3 finals appearances as the clear-cut second option for the Cavs. Although he's had his rough share of injuries, Irving shined brightest when it mattered. Besides the disastrous 2019 semifinals performance against the Bucks, averaged over 25 a game in the 2016 and 2017 postseason. Although LeBron got most of the credit for Cleveland coming back being down 3-1, it wouldn't have been possible without Kyrie, who was just as spectacular in Game 5, putting up 41 points on an incredible 17 of 24 shooting, showed the Mamba mentality, knocking down one of the most clutch shots in NBA Finals history in Game 7. Also put up 29.4 points in the 2017 Finals, despite losing to Golden State in 5. Number 9, Dwyane Wade, who was in his prime towards the end of the 2000s. The beginning of the 2010s decade has averages of 20.1 points, 4.6 rebounds, 4.7 assists from 2010 to 2019. Made huge sacrifices after James and Bosh joined Miami. The 6'4 shooting guard was arguably a top 3 player in the league in 2010 and 2011, behind Kobe and LeBron. Averaged 26.6 points in 2010 as the lone star for his team, put up over 33 points in the 5-game loss to Boston in the first round. After taking a back seat, him and James were the most exciting duels in 2011. Wade still put up over 25 a game, torched the Celtics in the semis, putting up over 30 points in the 5-game win, looked like the best player some nights, averaged 26.5 points against Dallas in the finals, but took a back seat to elevate LeBron and his confidence. That's why his numbers weren't as eye-popping afterwards, but he was still a top 5 player in the game in 2012, helped Miami win back-to-back titles in 2012 and 2013, stepped up big time when needed. Wade continued to play at an all-star level after James departed back to Cleveland, spent a season with the Bulls, half a season with the Cavs, before finishing out his career with Miami, retiring in 2019. But if you rank Wade from 2005 to 2015, he's definitely top 5 on my list. Number 8, Anthony Davis, who spent his first 7 seasons with New Orleans this decade and was easily the best power forward in the game by his 3rd season, having averages of 23.7 points, 10.5 rebounds, almost 2.5 block shots in 466 games. AD will unquestionably be one of the best players in the 2020s decade if he stays healthy. Still only 26 years old, his lack of playoff success reflects way more on New Orleans failing to give him any help, only making the postseason in 2015 and 2018, the 2 years he was a top 5 MVP candidate, finished 5th and 3rd respectively. The 6'10 big man has the complete package, can easily finish around the rim, has solid handles, can knock down the outside jumper. His presence will help the Lakers compete in the Western Conference. Number 7, Russell Westbrook, who will go down as arguably the most athletic point guard the game has ever seen. Put up averages of 23.8 points, 7.3 rebounds, 8.7 assists, 1.8 steals on nearly 44% shooting in over 739 games since the 09-010 season. The 8-time All-Star is one of the most exciting players to watch, plays as relentless as anybody in the league. Made 8 All-NBA teams this decade, 2 first teams in 2016 and 2017, averaged a triple-double for 3 straight seasons, had one of the most insane stats with averages of 31.6 points, 10.7 rebounds, 10.4 assists in his MVP season, is the only player in NBA history to lead the league in scoring twice and assist twice, appeared in 4 conference finals, none without Kevin Durant, hasn't had much playoff success, losing in the first 3 rounds 3 straight seasons after KD left him, will turn 31 beginning of next season and need to work on his jump shot. Number 6, Chris Paul, who was arguably the best point guard in the early part of the decade, having averages of 18.1 points, 4.4 rebounds, 9.6 assists, over 2 steals on 47% shooting since 2010. CP3 was the best player on his team every season before he went to Houston, made the All-Star team the first 7 seasons this decade, hasn't made one since 2016. With the combination of injuries and missing plenty of time in the regular season the last 3 years, Paul will be known as one of the best floor generals the game has ever seen. Appeared on 6 All-NBA teams this decade, making first team from 2012 to 2014, 6 defensive first teams, finished 3rd and 4th in MVP voting in 2012 and 2013. Paul actually had his best scoring year in 2008 and 2009 before his injuries, changed his game a little bit, led the league in steals from 2011 to 2014, assists in 14 and 15, but never quite got over the hump with the Clippers, losing in the second round for 4 straight seasons before being eliminated in the first round in 2016 and 2017. With unlucky timing from him and Blake Griffin, he was still great in 2018 before he hurt his hamstring in Game 5 against Golden State, seemed to have lost a step this past season, averaged the lowest amount of points of his career alongside shooting a career low 42% from the field. The 3 years left on his contract's looking like a disaster for the Rockets. Number 5, James Harden, who came into the league as the 3rd overall pick in the 2009 draft out of Arizona State, has career averages of 24.3 points, 5.2 rebounds, 6.2 assists on over 44% shooting, getting to the line 8.5 times in 765 NBA games. The Beard continues to get better offensively each and every year, improve his scoring averages in 9 of his 10 seasons. The only thing missing in his legacy is an NBA championship, where he's came up short many times in the postseason, has been eliminated by Golden State 4 of the past 5 seasons. The last 3 years, Harden's been arguably the best regular season player, but didn't elevate his game in the postseason. If he would have won a championship by now, the Beard would be ranked higher on my list. Nevertheless, he'll end up as one of the best to ever play the game. Made 5 All-NBA first teams as the clear-cut best shooting guard this decade, appeared in 7 All-Star games, will finish as the top 2 MVP candidate when the awards will be announced. Won it last season, leading his team to 65 wins, led the league in scoring each of the past 2 seasons, having the highest scoring average since the 86-87 season in Michael Jordan, putting up over 36 points a game. A lot of his crazy numbers reflects on playing in Mike D'Antoni's system, where he has the freedom to do whatever he wants offensively, plays tons of iso ball. That's why he puts up those insane numbers, getting 50 plus points multiple times in the regular season, but many still question whether Harden will ever win a championship as the face of the Rockets. Number 4, Kawhi Leonard, who only played in 467 total games this decade, having averages of 17.7 points, 6.3 rebounds, 1.8 steals in only 31 minutes of action on 49.5% shooting. Although his numbers are not that impressive, I rank Leonard ahead of Harden, CP3, and Westbrook since none of them have titles, and Kawhi's already a 2-time Finals MVP, proving he's more than capable in winning a title as the face of his team, not needing another superstar to do it. The 6'7" forward out of San Diego State just knows how to win, having the best winning percentage of anybody in NBA history, winning more than 75% of his games. Now with KD's injury, entering the 2020s decade, Kawhi Leonard is arguably the best player in the NBA, by far the best two-way player, winning Defensive Player of the Year twice in 2015 and 2016, appeared on 3 All-NBA teams, since he's only played 9 games in his final season with San Antonio, and the Western Conference was loaded with talent in 2015. Originally, Leonard wasn't even top 5 on this list 2 months ago, but after an incredible 2019 postseason run, single-handedly beating Philly, holding the Sixers' best go-to scorer in Jimmy Butler to 5 of 14 shooting, alongside dropping 41 points in Game 7, plus the game winner, quickly erased a 2-0 deficit, getting the best of Giannis in the conference finals and knocking off Golden State. Kawhi's proven he's as clutch as anybody in the NBA. The only other players who's had a playoff run as amazing this decade was Kobe Bryant in 2010, Dirk Nowitzki in 2011, and LeBron James multiple times. Despite resting in many back-to-backs this past regular season, Kawhi absolutely saved his best in the playoffs, made more clutch plays this postseason alone than James Harden had his whole career. Having the freedom to do whatever he wants offensively in Toronto this past season, Kawhi simply destroyed guys in isolation style similar to what James Harden does in the regular season. Combined with guarding the best player on defense, there is simply nothing Kawhi Leonard can't do. Number 3, Stephen Curry, who who's played at a superstar level since dropping 54 against the Knicks in 2013, never looked back. The 6-time All-Star has averages of 23.5 points, 4.5 rebounds, over 6.5 assists on almost 48% shooting, shoots over 43% from 3. Arguably the best leader this decade and most unselfish player, the 2-time MVP is a 3-time champ, could have easily been a 5-time champ if it wasn't for Draymond's suspension in 2016 and injuries this past season. Will go down as one of the most influential players the game has ever seen, revolutionizing the game with his incredible 3-point shooting. Curry's been a top 5 player in the game the past 5 seasons without question. Number 2, Kevin Durant. Many people forget KD was already a top 5 player in the league at the start of this decade, having averages of 28 points, almost 7.5 rebounds, 4.5 assists, over a steal and a block on 50% shooting. The 4-time scoring champion will go down as one of the best scorers the game has ever seen. Being close to 7 feet, KD has all the skills in the world, can do anything offensively, became the youngest player at 21 years old to win a scoring title, made the All-Star game every year this decade. Although he's only got 1 MVP, KD came in second 3 different times behind LeBron, made 9 All-NBA teams, 6 first teams, won 2 Finals MVPs in 2017 and 18, and was looking like the best player in the game this past season, especially the first 2 rounds of the playoffs before his devastating injury. And now, Durant's future will be a mystery, but he is without question a top 15 player in NBA history as of right now. Number 1, LeBron James, who's been unquestionably the best player since signing with Miami, having averages of 26.9 points, 7.7 rebounds, 7.6 assists, 1.5 steals on 53% shooting. Since 2010, James won 1 MVP before this decade, 3 total in 2010, 2012, and 2013, finished top 3 in MVP voting 8 times this decade alone, captured 3 championships in 2012, 2013, and 2016, appeared on first team All-NBA every season except 2019. Combined with his regular season success, playoff success, and the body of work he's put in and year out, we might never see another player like LeBron ever again. And he's in a great situation with the Lakers as his career dwindles down, now playing alongside Anthony Davis next season. Honorable mentions includes Damian Lillard, Klay Thompson, and Kobe Bryant, who tore his Achilles in 2013, was never the same since, retired in 2016.
Those were 10 of the best NBA players in the 2010s decade. Thank you so much for watching this video. I talk NBA comparisons, amazing storylines, NBA history, and anything basketball that will interest you. If you love the NBA, subscribe for more content, more great stuff coming soon. I love all of you. See you next time.